this is bullshit. Nobody's talking about this. Everybody's talking about the laptop. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Rosemont Seneca. Yes, Rosemont Seneca. Rosemont Seneca joined forces in doing business in China with another politically connected consultancy. Yeah, the Thornton Group. And it's ran out of Massachusetts with James Bulger, nephew of Whitey Bulger. You know, the mob guy. Did a movie on him. Johnny Depp did. And the guy has long ties to the Massachusetts Senate, the state government. He's an ally. Yeah. So, yeah. It's so telling, the government. Okay, in any case. Less than a year after opening Rosemont Seneca's doors, Hunter and Devon Archer were in China. Hear that? Devon Archer's the key player here, you guys. And having secured access at the highest levels in China. Thornton's group account of the meeting. So they reported the meeting they had with the Chinese executives, extended their warm welcome to the Thornton Group with its U.S. partner Rosemont Seneca, with the chairman who was Hunter Biden, at the time the vice president's son. The purpose of the meeting was to explore the possibility of commercial cooperation and opportunity. Here we go. Curiously, the details about the meeting do not appear on the English language website. Also, according to the Thornton Group, the three Americans met with the largest, most powerful government fund leaders in China. Even though Rosemont was both new and small. So they have no track record, but they have all this access to these higher levels in the Chinese government. The timing of the meeting was curious. It occurred just hours before Hunter Biden's father, the vice president at the time, met with Chinese President Hu in Washington as part of their nuclear summit. There was a second known meeting with many of the same Chinese financial titans in Taiwan in May of 2011. For a small firm like Rosemont Seneca, with no track record, it was an impressive level of access to China's largest financial players. How do you think he got that access? Convenient, too. And in just 2 weeks after Joe Biden had opened up the U.S.-Chinese strategic dialogue with Chinese officials in Washington. Kind of convenient. One of the first days of December 13th, the first few days of December 2013, Hunter Biden was jetting across the Pacific Ocean on board Air Force Two with his father and his daughter, Finnegan. He was heading to Asia, Biden was, because of tensions in the region were on the rise. Why? Why were tensions on the rise? We'll get to that later. Vice President Biden, Hunter, Finnegan arrived. Red carpet delegation. Flowers given to them. I mean, they just rolled out the red carpet. Wow. They were whisked away for a meeting with the Vice President Li, I don't know how to say his name, and then talks with Xi Jinping. Hunter and Finnegan, Biden joined the vice president for a high tea at some green tea house over there in the Dongcheng district of Beijing, where Hunter spent the rest of his time on the trip remains largely a mystery. So no one knows. There was more reports on Finnegan than there was on where Hunter was. Where do you think he was? What was not reported, now this is a biggie, what not reported was the deal that Hunter was securing with Rosemont Seneca Partners had been negotiating an exclusive deal with Chinese officials, which they signed approximately 10 days after Hunter left China with his dad on Air Force Two. The most powerful financial institution in China, the government's Bank of China, was setting up the joint venture with Rosemont Seneca. The Bank of China is an enormously powerful financial institution. But the Bank of China is very different from the banks that we have in America. The Bank of China is owned by the government. Remember, let's not forget, when the Chinese people went to get their money, China put tanks in front of the doors so they couldn't get their money. So the role in this whole situation is kind of blurred. So is Rosemont in bed with China? Yeah, let's keep going. They're a tool. Rosemont Seneca and the Bank of China created a $1 billion investment fund called Bohai Harvest RST, a name that reflected who was involved. Bohai, the innermost gulf of the Yellow Sea, was a reference to the Chinese stake in the company. The RS was Rosemont Seneca and Thornton. It's not her, forget about Thornton Group. The fund enjoyed an unusual special status in China. BHR was touted its unique Sino-US shareholding structure and the global resources and network that allowed it to secure investment opportunities, funds that were backed by the Chinese government. In short, the Chinese government was funding a business that was co-owned by Hunter Biden, at the time Vice President Biden's son. So they have ties to our decision makers, to our government. The partnership between American princelings is what they're calling them, and the Chinese government was just a beginning. The actual investment deals that this partnership made were even more problematic. And we're going to get to those problems. This isn't about the laptop. This is bigger than the laptop, in my opinion. Because we can say what we want about Sniffer Joe. The actual investment deals the partnership made were even more problematic because they would have national security implications for the United States. Big ones. 2015, Bohai Harvest joined forces with the automotive subsidiary of the Chinese state-owned military aviation contractor, AVIC. Do you hear what I'm saying? They made a deal with the Chinese military aviation contractor. Bohai Harvest did. Rosemont Seneca. For their dual-use parts of manufacturing stuff. AVC is a major military contractor in China. It operates under the direct control of the State Council, the government, and produces a wide array of fighter and bomber aircraft, transports, and drones, primarily designed to compete against America. If you've not seen what China has been doing versions of our ships, our fighters, and playing mock wars, go find it. This is important. The company also has a long history of stealing Western technology and applying it to their military systems. The year before Bohai Harvest joined the AVC, the Wall Street Journal reported that the aviation company had stolen some of our technologies for our F-35s. Now, I love the fighter jets. I love ours. They were stealing our stuff. I don't think a lot of this hit the news. They incorporated our technology into their own stealth fighters. They've been using our stuff. They've been stealing it. We know this. This is a problem. This is a big problem. So, going forward, in September 2015, AVC bought 51% of an American precision parts manufacturer, Henniges. The other 49% was purchased by, let me tell you who. Biden and Kerry, Joe and John Kerry, linked BHR. Hinnage is recognized as a world leader in anti-vibration technologies in the automotive industry and for its precision, state-of-the-art manufacturing capabilities. Dual use because they have a military application, according to the State Department and the Department of Commerce. The technology is also restricted commerce control list used by the federal government and the technologies. Whew! The restricted commerce control list used by the federal government to limit the exports of certain technologies. So there's a reason why they were restricted. But this buying it kind of opened it up. We're going to get more into it. For that reason, the Hinnage's deal would require the approval of the Committee on the Foreign Investments in the United States, the CFIUS, which reviews sensitive business transactions that may have national security implications. They approved it. Let's keep going. According to BHR internal documents, the Hinnage's deal included arduous and oftentimes challenging negotiations. The CFIUS review in 2015 included representatives from numerous government agencies, including, are you ready for it? John Kerry, State Department. John Kerry, son. John Kerry, Secretary of State, had to approve the deal and negotiations. I mean, this is a big deal, you guys. I don't understand how nobody's talking about this. We have, at the time, the vice president, who's now the president, okay, if you want to call him the president, son, in bed with China. And John Kerry, Obama's administration, Vice President Biden, all of them had to approve this deal to purchase Hinnage's, which is access to our military stuff. Why is nobody talking about this? I mean, yes, Ukraine's a big deal, but Ukraine, we all know, is corrupt. It's a corrupt government. We meddled. In 2014, we meddled. Putin told us to get out, to stop it. We didn't listen. And of course, now we got Victoria Nuland back at the Secretary of State's office. But, you know, come on. So, yeah. Here's something interesting. In 1999 through 2014, the people in Ukraine donated more money to the Clinton Foundation than any other foreign country. Is that telling you anything? Can you see how corrupt that country is? In any case, we know Burisma's there. I mean, I've got the bank statements. I've shown you the bank statements. It's a big deal. But let's go back to Rosemont Seneca and Bohai Harvest. It's important that you guys understand this is a big deal. Our president, currently, vice president at the time, took his son to China. 10 days later, he made a deal to get in bed with China. Remember, their Chinese bank is owned by China. It's not like small hometown bank. It is China. To purchase deals, basically, and to buy access to our government, which they're doing a fine job of it. We're releasing oil. They're buying it. It's not bringing our gas prices down, but that's a whole nother subject, because really, we don't need their oil. They just need to let us, they need their own oil. They can work with Russia, I should say. We prefer to do our own, open back up our pipeline. Oh wait, that wouldn't make the Bidens any money. They wouldn't make any money. Neither would Pelosi or John Kerry, Mr. Climate Change, flying around on a private jet. I mean, come on, you guys. Pay attention. Let's pay attention. There's more than just the laptop. I will post again another short with some more bank statements that show the Bohai Harvest money, the Burisma money, the money being wired to Robert Biden, who Robert Biden is Hunter Biden. Know the names, know the players. Another area I'm going to drill down on here shortly is going to be the Romneys. Yeah, they're dirty as well. If you can't see that, if you didn't see it, I was kind of like the lesser of two evils. Do we want to fight against someone that's playing as a Republican and playing like they believe in the Constitution? Because the worst is the left, the radical left. We're fighting them all now. Because it's no longer about us as the Americans, and they're serving us and our rights and ensuring our constitutional rights aren't being violated. They violate them every day at this point. So what I'm saying is, you could focus on the laptop, but I need for you also to focus on the fact that Rosemont Seneca got into bed with China with Bohai Harvest RST. It's a national security threat. It has been. And it was approved with John Kerry as he was Secretary of State at the time. Get the word out. We got a lot going on. And I'm going to say it again. If we lose freedom in the United States, if we lose our freedom here, there's nowhere else for us to go. We are the beacon of hope. I need for you all to be on the offensive, not the defensive. It's time to push back. It's time to say, no, I'm going to need you to explain it. I'm going to need you to explain why you allowed this deal, or why you've done this, or why you took money from this corporation. We need to get back to the Constitution, what was given to us by our founding fathers. They would roll over in their graves if they knew, if they saw what was going on in America today. Frankly, at some point, I feel a little hopeless, but I'm not, because I know there's more of you out there like me. There's more of you that see that this is a problem. Don't vote for the one that's got the biggest corporate sponsorships. Go look to see where they're getting their money from. Vote for America. Vote for what's putting our citizens first. Not Ukraine's, not every other country's. Because right now, all of our money is going to other countries. It's not staying here. It's not being to take care of our people that need it. We have a homeless problem. We have a drug problem. We have a border crisis. Why do you think they want all those people over here? We're not going over one global hemisphere of people ruling us. We don't get ruled. You work for us. The government works for us, and right now they're not. We're allowing them not to work for us. Accountability. Hold them accountable. Ask the questions, and don't be afraid to speak. That's what they expect us not to speak, to stay silent. We are silent no more. No, I can't stay silent anymore. Hunter Biden is a national security threat. Joe Biden is a national security threat. John Kerry is a national security threat. Dianne Feinstein, a national security threat. Mitt Romney, probably a national security threat. Pelosi, national security threat. Adam Schiff, Swalwell. We all know Swallowwell is. So please, let's get on the offensive. Push back. Ask the hard questions. And be ready for their bullshit rebuttal, because they're going to give you a bullshit answer. Know your facts. Find the facts. This information is out there. A lot of information is out there that everybody's missing, and I'm trying to get it out as fast as I can. We've got some time. I know we've got a midterm election coming up. I don't know what to feel about that, because both people on my ticket, I'm probably going to vote for neither one and vote for whoever's not a Republican or Democrat. Long story with that one. In any case, enjoy the information. More is coming. More information is coming about this other information that is just released about shooting dust to the sun. What? I can't. In any case, have a great day. Don't talk to ugly strangers. Until next time. See ya.